Well, they finally dropped the sneak peek. Before they became legends, they were just four extraordinary individuals. The first family has returned to Marvel Future Fight. Costumes inspired by Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps. In theaters soon. I added that in myself. So, we got the sneak peek. We now see that they look exactly like they do in the movie, which did surprise. Like, I'll be honest with you, when I saw the sneak peek this morning, I was like, oh, the Fantastic Car, that's cool. And then I saw them in their suits and I was like, oh, right, they look like they're from the 1950s. And then I was thinking to myself, like, of course they're gonna look like this, Alex, that's how they look in the movie. But honestly, in my mind, I don't know what I thought they would look like, but I didn't expect them to look like this in the game. I know that sounds really stupid, but if anybody else felt the same way, I just want you to know you're not alone. We can be idiots together. Let's hold hands. Anyways, the four superheroes who gained special powers after being exposed to cosmic rays have gathered to protect our planet. First steps. Hey guys, that's the name of the movie. Check out the updated abilities. I don't know. I don't like the word updated, bro. You should say new. Check out the updated abilities and all new looks of these iconic superheroes. One who can stretch his body, turns invisible, flame wielder, and a powerhouse with a body of stone. We'll provide more information through the update details. Thank you. Now, the sneak peek itself is a little bit more interesting because we do get an additional friend at the end. And I guess, well, it's not a secret anymore, guys. It's sort of a spoiler, but it's in all the trailers now. It's in the MFF trailer, so it's pretty much impossible to avoid at this point. It is Silver Surfer. Yes, and that's who you see at the end there. And it sort of feels like it's framed in a lot of the same ways as Infinity War is framed, where Ebony Maw, I believe it's when Ebony Maw comes to Earth and he meets, he interacts with Dr. Banner when he's not Hulk, and Iron Man, and I believe it's like, is it Wong or something like that? There's one other person there, but they meet in the middle of a street. And they're looking, the camera's like behind Ebony Maw looking at Tony, right? And then Tony like walks up and presses the thing on his, and whatever, the suit comes over him. It feels very much like that. Again, I could be on drugs. I could be misremembering it, but that is how it feels to me. But yeah, this is Silver Surfer. It's not Galactus, although Silver Surfer does herald, literally, the coming of Galactus. That's kind of the job of the Silver Surfer. Now, I have to drop the spoiler here, guys, because we have to talk about it. It's kind of the elephant in the room. This is not Norrin Rad Silver Surfer. So if you guys, just to catch you guys up in case you have this gap in your MFF or Marvel knowledge, there are multiple Silver Surfers in over the course of the Marvel Comics history. It hasn't always been the same guy. Now, the most popular one by far is Norrin Rad. The guy, oh, you guys can't see. The guy behind me. That's Norrin Rad. That's the most popular Silver Surfer. I'm a big time Silver Surfer fan. And yeah, that looks cool as shit, man. That looks cool as hell. Anyways, but he's not the only one. He's not the only one. But he has the coolest backstory because Galactus goes to his planet and the Galactus is about to eat his planet. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to sacrifice myself and I'll become your herald. I will basically become your slave, your servant for eternity. And in return, you protect my planet, right? You know. You don't eat my peoples. And obviously Galactus is like, yeah, sure. All right, man. Let's go find some more planets to eat. Bitch is hungry. Anyways, this is like the morons version. An idiot's guide to Silver Surfer. Anyways, Silver Surfer has a love interest named Shala Bal. And she doesn't have a lot of appearances in the comics. But one of the appearances she has in the comics, she basically gets kidnapped by Doctor Doom and I think Mephisto, if I'm remembering correctly. Mephisto's there for some reason as well. And so the timing with Ironheart is pretty interesting. And basically Doctor Doom arranges like a fake marriage with Shala Bal and basically is trying to bait the Silver Surfer because Silver Surfer Norrin Rad is going to recognize that that's his boo, right? Trying to bait the Silver Surfer into killing or defeating. Back in the day, it wasn't killing, it was defeating the Fantastic Four, right? And then, anyway, Silver Surfer pulls up. He gives Shala Bal a little bit of his power. He beats the shit out of the bad guys. Shala Bal, like, is able to do all this cool, like, life magic. It's really cool. It's really rad. Anyways, to the best of my knowledge, which is not that much. But to the best of my knowledge, Shalabal has never become the Silver Surfer in the comics, except for that one thing I just said, where Norrin gives her like a piece of his power, which doesn't turn her into the Silver Surfer. It just gives her cosmic power to be able to do some really cool stuff. But that's the way that they're going in this movie, is that the Silver Surfer who comes to Earth, played by Julia Garner, who is really good in Ozark, if you haven't seen that show. Amazing. She is going to play the female Silver Surfer, Shalabal. And I guess like there could be more to it, we don't know. But basically, this is Norrin Radd. This is the version we're all very familiar with. This is the version, Shalabal. This is the version we're getting in First Steps. Again, bit of a spoiler here, guys, but they're going to appear very, very early in the movie. And that's pretty much it. I guess they're comparing the CGI or something. I don't know. I don't know why images nowadays on Google are always really low res. You never get like high res images on Google anymore. It's weird. But anyways, that's essentially what's going on. Now, the big question on everybody's mind is, why does Pedro Pascal look like the guy from... I don't remember anyone's name this morning. He looks like a busted version of, not Homelander, but Homelander's dad, Soldier Boy. He looks like a busted version of Soldier Boy from The Boys. I don't know the guy's name. The guy from Supernatural. I don't know his name. Anyways, his ears are so big. Okay, whatever. Anyways, it's fine. Hey, the thing looks good. Here's the thing. Yeah, so the big question that everybody has is, are we going to be getting a uniform for Silver Surfer? Or is this going to be a brand new Silver Surfer? I don't know. That's my answer, is I don't know. They could definitely give Silver Surfer a new uniform and just Shalabal, Silver Surfer, right? They could definitely do that. They have done that in the past with several characters, right? There are several characters. The most popular one that people like to mention is Captain America, right? We got a male villain version of Captain America. We got a female Captain America, right? We got all the different ones, and these are different people. Technically, or like clones or whatever. But then we've also had clones added as separate characters, right? Like, so Ben Reilly and Chasm were not uniforms for Spider-Man. They were brand new characters. So it's very confusing because of that. So I don't really have a good answer for you. At this point, I'm probably leaning a little bit towards them releasing Shalabal as a new character. I am definitely leaning a little bit towards that, probably like 60-40. But it's really up in the air. It could go either way. So my advice to you, if you haven't unlocked Silver Surfer and you are interested in Shalabal, would be to... Really fun name to say, by the way. Would be to unlock him. Absolutely. And with this update, the other big thing besides the Fantastic Four, which we've covered in the last couple of videos, is the possibility of getting an upgrade to GBR, getting Galactus as a playable character. There's a lot on the table here. Mole Man, potentially, as a lesser villain in the movie, could also appear. I think there's a lot of opportunities. I'm just crossing my fingers. I'm trying not to get my hopes too high, but I am also crossing my fingers and kind of getting my hopes too high, hoping that they do as much of it as possible. I think if we miss the chance to make Galactus a playable character in this update, it's going to be a bit of a letdown. Even if they release Shalabal as like a new native tier 2 Silver Surfer, I don't know, but... yeah, I would be a little bit disappointed in that. We'll have to see what happens, but it would be a perfect time because honestly, no one really cares about Giant Boss Raid normal, right? They just care about the juicy version with the Soul of the Faltine and the Fishanti books, right? So I think it's fine if they leave Master Mold as the easy one, and then they upgrade this Galactus one to being the new difficulty. The new highest difficulty, tier 4 only, you know, super duper hard mode, and that's where you can unlock Galactus, and maybe that's where you can unlock Shalabal as well, right? That's what I'm hoping for personally. They might not do it. Again, as I'm saying it, I am kind of... It's tough. It's tough. I hope, man. I hope. I really do hope. And then as far as the Fantastic Four goes, they have a lot of work to do. We covered it. They're good. They have, you know, they have pieces of a team. They have a semblance of a team, but at the same time, he needs a lot of work offensively. He doesn't do enough damage. His counterattack is not consistent enough. His iframe ignore counterattack is not consistent enough. He needs a little bit more damage personally, and maybe an iframe ignore skill so that he can help out in PvP and other world battle. She needs an iframe ignore skill badly, and she needs more defense. I think she has enough offense, but she needs way more defensive capabilities. She needs more damage reduction or something like that. I don't even know. Maybe like an extra heal or something. And then, yeah, they probably got a tier 4 this clown. So you can actually bring him into content, and he actually carries his weight. I don't know if they're going to do that because I think... Unfortunately, I think Franklin and Valeria are going to appear in the movie, but I think they're like the spoilers of the movie. I think they're, you know, they're the real spoilers because they've been so eager and willing to reveal Galactus, to reveal Silver Surfer, so there has to be another twist. You know how the MCU loves to do their corny little twists. So I think Franklin and Valeria are going to be the twist, and that is why they're not going to get anything. That's my speculation, because that's the MCU is going to be like to Netmarble, no, you can't really, like, you can't do anything with Franklin and Valeria. That could tip off the fans, that could spoil the movie. You guys know how it is. Look how long we waited for Shuri. Look how long we waited for Shuri, man. Where's Shuri? Look how long we waited for my girl. Oh, she's not. Oh yeah. Look how we waited a year for this, man, because they didn't want to spoil it. We waited a year for that shit. And you think Wakanda Forever is a more hype movie than the movie that's kicking off Phase 6? I don't think so. So I think they're going to be even more. Even though they've revealed so many things in the trailers, I feel like they're always just so annoying, man. The MCU is just, these days it actually does irritate me how much they clamp down on the games and don't let them do fun stuff, because what, like 17 fans are going to get the ending ruined for them? Who gives a shit? Like, realistically, so many more people are watching the movie and not playing the game. But hey, what do I know? I guess in the end they don't care, right? They make more money from people buying the tickets and seeing the movie or whatever. I don't know, subscribing on Disney Plus and watching it. Anyways, I'm ranting. That's my take for the sneak peek and the stuff there. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. I don't think any of them has a good face card, to be honest. Thing looks like Thing, but obviously it's because he doesn't have to look like the actor. But I think all three of them, they do not look like the actors. But hey, these are just the renders. These are not the in-game models. So I think these are not the in-game models. So anyways, it doesn't matter. I know they don't have the likeness for any of these actresses, but just curious what you guys think. Jensen Ackles? I remembered his name. Anyways, hit me up the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching the video. Smash that button to the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.